Hello, my name is Apple of Doom and welcome to another Geometry Dash building video. Today, I'm hoping it'll be the last video, which kind of sounds like a weird thing to say, but like, after working on this for so long, it's finally coming to a close. I can finally finish it. Today will be the last one. I'll get everything done. It'll all be good and I'll release it at the end of this video. Because in the last video, we had some Geometry Dash creators playtest the level, that being Medallion, Zenbez, and the one and only Colin, which I know, I'm still gobsmacked that happened, but they provided quite a lot of good feedback, and I really want to incorporate it into the level. So before I start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment down below telling me what you want me to do next. I've got a couple of ideas, but the future of this channel is in your hands, I guess. It's actually in my hands. That was a lie. I'm sorry. So let's get into it. Now, probably one of the biggest things that needs overhauling is this whole section here, this whole beginning section. But I don't want to get into the structures of it yet. I actually want to get into the background first, because there was a combination of ideas that were given to me from Colin and from a comment down below. When it comes to the background, the further something is away, the lighter it gets and the closer to the color of the sky it gets. So it makes sense in this kind of early morning setting to have it kind of silhouetted. But as it grows in, you can see it kind of still stays darker towards the back, and that isn't how it should be. It should actually be flipped where it gets lighter towards the back. So let's figure out how we counteract this. I've got to try and figure out what every single color is. I believe it's colors 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, maybe. This one's 27. This one's also 27. This one's 26. This one's 30. Okay, so that doesn't exactly help things. Oh, I just got it completely wrong. Of course I did. Foreground is 26. Then 27, then 29, then 30. Cool. So what we can do instead is, this is all the color changes that happen to the background in the beginning of the level. So what I want is for 27 instead become a little bluer, then we'll make 29 a little bluer too, and then 30 even bluer. So this should give off an interesting effect. And if it doesn't work, I can always try something else. Just kind of looks gray now, but it does look like it's in the background, and that's very good. I think what it needs is, I've kind of got these yellow glow pieces behind it. Oh, they're not glow, but they simulate the glow of the sun on them. And I think what I need to do is have them fade off over a certain amount of time. I actually really like this one here. I'm gonna brighten it just a little bit, but for 29, it needs to come up a lot more. And then maybe for 27, I'll bring it a bit lighter as well. So hopefully this should have a really nice effect as the level progresses. Oh, that looks so much better. Although it makes the whole level feel a little bit colder. I think I made it a little too blue. The way color theory works is that when it comes to warmth, it kind of goes from an orange to a blue. So I think I actually need to pull these back into the green spectrum just a little bit. I think they're too far into the kind of blue hues, and that should make it a little bit better, hopefully. Oh man, that actually really works. I think the furthest away ones are a little too colored, so I'm gonna pull them back to maybe there. But oh man, you can really see the difference in that, and I think it helps make it a lot more realistic. I'm thinking this mountain on the left in the back is a little too high. This one here, I think I want to pull this down just a smidgen, and I've got to find where the yellow glow is as well. I think I'm gonna find the layer, give them a new group, and have these kind of fade out over time. I think maybe we'll start it about here, group 386, over the course of maybe not three, I think it'd be a bit longer, maybe 5. So over the course of time, it will slowly fade out. So you can kind of see it in the background, it's still there. Yeah. I think some orange glow on the mountains might be a good idea. But other than that, oh my god, that really sells the effect, doesn't it? That's how it looks in this part. Whoa, yeah, it looks a lot further away, which is great. It's making me think I need more clouds behind it. If I go to the layer that clouds are on, let's pull it up a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can see it properly. I think I want to kind of stitch them together a bit better. Hopefully, that should help a lot. It's such a small, insignificant detail, but I don't know. I like nitpicking, and I think it looks pretty cool. I'm actually starting to think that maybe this is a little too drastic, having it completely gone. Maybe if I pull it down to just like a third, it should be good. Because I want it to be subtle, you know? It also helps outline the mountains against the clouds and from the sun. I'm not sure how I feel about how cold the mountains look now, but they definitely look like they're further away, which I think is a good thing overall. Yeah, I actually don't know how I feel about that. It's like arguably the right thing to do, but I don't know. I didn't even think about that. The little castles I put on them stand out a lot more now. But I think that's definitely the right choice. Looking at it from this angle, that's such a cool effect. All right, I'm gonna try and find which layer all the castles are on. Oh, they're just invisible until they pop up. I think what I'll do is decrease the saturation, maybe by a little bit each time. Because I think these ones in the background here, they're very, very incy-weensy, tiny, whiny, but I think I'm gonna decrease that, increase the brightness, and see how they look. I mean, these little details here are like barely visible in the actual level, but like I need to keep it consistent, you know? All right, I'm gonna play through the level again and see if that makes a difference right at the end. I feel like it's not quite working that well. I'll play it in this mode and I'll see where exactly the castles are and lighten them up. Because I think the ones that are kind of closer, like this one I'm passing now, that looks pretty normal, that looks pretty fine. It's just the ones that are further back just don't look quite right, like this one here. Let's up the brightness on it to 1.6. It still doesn't look right. I'm gonna add a shitload of brightness instead. Okay, that's a lot more effective. That looks a lot better. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that to every single one of these I find here. Looking good. All right, yeah, I think that helps add to it a lot. I think the back one back here still isn't quite bright enough. I'm gonna grab all of the ones that are on this layer and just nudge them up a teensy weensy little bit. And hopefully that should look better. Oh yeah, that looks a heap better. Yeah, man, that looks awesome. All right, I'm really happy with that. The other thing I needed to lighten up, and the thing that Colin actually mentioned, was this bit here looking, okay, if I can actually grab it, please. Come on, grab it. I can't. Okay, there it is. This bit here should have a bit of lightning on it. Not lightning as in the lightning as in like it being brighter. That's what I meant to say. I'm nailing my words today. I should have something that's a little light like this. Stretch this all the way across here. And of course it wasn't even. Now that should look like it's more in the background. Okay, let's see if this works across the entire thing. So I'm gonna copy this and just on like a new layer here. See what happens if I stretch it across the whole thing. Because I kind of like how it looks. Of course, the layering is gonna be off for now. I'm just gonna put this down here, put a start pause somewhere, and we should be good to go. I see what the problem is. This should be on a link invisible trigger, because if I put this on 282, there we go, it won't disappear out of existence. So currently, because it's so big, it's just not loading. So if I put it on 282, that means it will always stay loaded. I felt like that was a really long-winded explanation, but you should understand what I mean by the time we get to it. It doesn't go above everything, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think this works. I think it looks stupid because it looks good on that one little bit there that should be further back so it doesn't look like it can stand on it, and it should be fine. It looks a little strange. I think what the problem is that it needs to come up to the back bit there. So otherwise it overhangs a little. I don't know, you get what I mean, right? I don't know, I don't make sense half the time in these videos. It's a miracle anyone's understood what I've been trying to do at all. Oh, even that looks really stupid, look at that. Okay, so it doesn't end and it looks stupid. I'm gonna grab one of these, pop it in here and just warp it up and then put this on the same color, which should be this. It's too big, pop it down. Cool, I think that's fine, I think that works. That's awesome. Now onto the big boy task, which is getting this all to look good. Just kidding, I'm gonna avoid it because I don't wanna work on it. Next up, we're doing the coin here. So Colin mentioned that this area looks like you should be able to ride off it, and I am inclined to agree. I actually think that'd be an awesome idea. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all of this. I'm gonna remove all the hitboxes that are here, including that. Cool, shift all of this over by one, which will look a little awkward, but it'll be fine. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh this has messed up everything. Oh, that's awesome. Bada bing, bada boom. Am I right, lads, or am I right, lads?
You are right, lad.
Yeah, no, that doesn't look great at all. Oh, snap. Okay, that's gonna be fine. That's gonna be fine. All right, so the point Colin made was that it looks like you should be able to go whoop off that, and I think that'd be awesome. The only problem is, I don't know how it should work. Like, what about this means that you go up? All right, if I temporarily just put that there, how does this feel to play? I think what I could do is add a secret in here. Ooh, what if I have this come behind here? I think that could be a really cool idea, actually. This is all gonna be temporary, just to like test it out. If I do this, that's not what I meant to do. Bring all this in by like 1, which, great, this is gonna be awful to deal with. Why do I do these things to myself? And then I can have it, you come off here and it's all making sense now. This is so much better. That's fine, that's fine. If you hit that, okay, Look, that works. Okay, I pull the coin over here, right? And then you fall down this part, right? And then all of a sudden it doesn't feel stupid, right? So you can see the coin there and you go for it there. Okay, now my muscle memory's all screwed up. Hang on. I feel like I'm explaining this poorly. So the idea is that now I'll make it so that you can go up there, but you can also go up here and do the normal route, right? But if you hit it early, like as soon as you fall off the little box thing there, then you can go up and get the coin. Oh, that's really, really awkward. That's extremely awkward. Okay, I'm gonna pull this in by a little bit. That's fine. The way this is hitboxed, it should be fine. Although it's still awkward here because you get too much downward force coming into it. No, we're pulling everything back. This is going horrendously. So now if you fall back and say, yeah, it won't work. That's fine. I think what I can do is I can grab this whole section and I'm gonna pull this over here. Oh, great, that didn't go as planned. Oh, I'm gonna grab this whole section, pull it over here. I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna pull this up here so it lines up, and then this is all gonna be happy sunshine and rainbows, and it's gonna work. I'm thinking really hard and it's seriously affecting how everything is coming out. So I think I'm gonna pull this all back by like 1 more. Is it possible to see that from here though? No, it's not. Okay, I think this is too far back then. I want the key to look like gettable. Like you see it and you go, yo, I want to get that key. So it's got to be visible from the main route. And it's like barely. Maybe I could have like a little trail coming off it so you can kind of tell that it's there. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to pull this all the way up. We're cooking. These black squares kind of suck, so I'm just going to redo them at some point. I think this wasn't pulled over far enough, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to pull this back to here. I'm going to pull this back to here. All right, so that's looking decent. And then what I'll do is get rid of that, put this block in that I've moved back up here, and then extend this out to here. Yep. This is making sense. This is working. I'm gonna get rid of these and then just put a different block up there. I'm gonna get rid of that, move that in just a touch. So does that still feel good to hit? So you come up here, that works, and the normal way also works. So there's 2 ways of getting on there if you want. That feels really good. That's very important. Then I'm gonna grab this. I'm just gonna copy everything I did, because if there's one thing I've learned, copy and pasting is awesome. Don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm thinking too hard and it's affecting my speech like really badly. So if I put this here, then I need to pull it up by 2. I'll warp these up so it works. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna move this all the way up, and then we're gonna remove these ones because they're not necessary. And that should be good. Right, now that that's in place, that should look good, right? Yeah, that looks good. Because when you're like going this way, you can tell something's up there. You're like, huh, looks like there's something up there. Hopefully. Now what happens if you run it off the wrong way? Whoa. Okay, it still works. I think I'm just gonna put like an invisible one of these here so it kind of guides the player onto the right track. If I put that there, does that like work? Oh yeah, you can see it there. I'm worried this might be a little too difficult. It's just that, right? So it should be fine, right? And that kind of guides the player. That works really well. And it means I don't have to move any portals or... What was that? Okay, this needs to change. Okay, that fixes it, basically. That should be a lot better. And of course, I'll move it there so it doesn't cut in too much. It's just a little strange because of the angle of the slope itself. I'm gonna hide these and then put a different kind of object. If I go into here and maybe use this one and then just like warp it in. Okay, not quite. There we go. All right, I'm gonna don't fade, don't enter, no glow on this. And this will be like on top of everything. And so you see it and you go, oh, it looks like I can go off that now. Yay! Right. Please tell me I'm right. I'm also gonna remove all the spikes from here because they're unnecessary. And maybe I can even like do like this thing. This works. I'm just gonna hide these, and I don't think you can reach that anyways, even if you like frame one, like, oh, okay, you do, and it works perfectly. Yeah! Let's go. If I remove like this, does that make a difference? Does it look too empty if I do that? Kind of looks empty. I feel like I need to have a little something here, you know? I also got to test, are those spikes too far back? Nah, they're fine. Nah, we're cooking with this one. Do I have like a small one that I don't want to rebuild it. I really don't want to rebuild it. Cool, I'm copying this. I'm like done with the level. I don't want to keep building this. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna grab these and just flip it upside down. And that'll help fill out the space, hopefully. If I get like this, shove a couple of these on top, it'll look like it's like, oh, you don't want to touch it, but like you can't touch it anyways, so it's fine. And then I add this onto it, and then it's like, oh, cool. I've like barely started the episode. Why am I losing it like already? I'm just gonna put these on top. There we go. That looks cool. And then I'm gonna grab these pieces, get it nice and positioned, and then whoop it up, and then it works like the rest of them. Yay! You shouldn't be able to break the level here either, because if you go here, you'll just land on the spikes. Yep. Okay. Cool. I think that's the coin like fixed basically, with an extra cool little thing you can do there. That's awesome. And I think what I'll do is just to rub it in people's faces. That's a terrible way of putting it. And then you can see like, oh, there's a thing there. Okay, I need to fix that. Oh my god. Is that too much? I can't tell. Because I think it's a little tricky to try and get the timing down. So what I might do is just shave this off. So that's an open hitbox. Put this here. Let me think about this. I think this will be good. And I add this bit here and I add it to the extra, all that. And line it up. Line it up, line it up. And then that should look good. And it should be a bit easier. Yeah, it's a lot more forgiving that way. That's good. There you go, and you grab the key, and then everything's all hunky-dory. I have the key set up right? So I don't have to change anything else. Yeah, I think that is that key section kind of solved. I'm gonna clean up this section real quick. Awesome. Whoop. Why am I just losing it today? Oh my god. We're good. We're so good. Trust me, we are so good. I did not mean to save an exit. Cool. Okay, you can see that there's definitely something up there. And then if you hop here, yeah, key. Yeah, woo. That's good. That's really good. That's awesome. That's the key done. Should I put a checklist on the screen and then like check off the things I do? Would you guys want to see that? It doesn't matter because I'm already editing it by the time I see this. Hello, future editor me. You can say something now.
I've been procrastinating on this for so long. I'm so sorry it's taken so long to get
out.
out.
That's enough saying things. Get back to work. All right, now that we've done this area, we can finally get onto this. Just kidding. I don't want to work on this. This is way too much effort. This is going to kill me. I don't want to do it yet. I'm putting it off. Next thing I got to fix up is this whole area. Now, no one noticed it, but I noticed it. In these bell tower sections, this whole chunk of brick it's not fixed like the rest of them. What just happened? Am I going crazy, or did it just like suddenly snap and zoom out? What was that? Anyways, I gotta fix that. I've also got to fix up how you see the bell in general. So I think I might add some more of these kind of sparkly thingies to the entrances of them. And I've also got to fix up the drawbridge. So I think the best way to get that all done is in a time lapse, because a lot of this is just fixing up little bits here and there. So let's get going. Hello and welcome to the first of 2 time lapses. This one ended up being a lot shorter than I expected. It was mostly just fixing up all the, splodges and bits that I missed in the previous episode, but most of it was actually building up the drawbridge. I had a lot of fun making the drawbridge and cleaning it up a lot so it looked a lot nicer. Basically, the idea behind it was that I wanted to have kind of these like gear bits that rotate down along with some chains. You can see I ended up stealing the chains from the interior section of the level. I mean, I say steal, but it's like my own work, so it's not really stealing. You get the idea. But I spent a lot of time kind of editing it so that it came out of the rotating saw bits correctly. I also removed the hitboxes from them, like what Zenbez said in his part of the playtest. And I think it ended up looking pretty good. It was a bit of a struggle to attach everything and make it all, sync up. I had to play around a lot with the different rotation triggers. just because the way it works is I've got the chains following the end bit of the bridge, and what was happening was because it was going down straight, it would cause the diagonal of it to go up. I feel like I'm not making any sense. It'll make a lot more sense when you actually like watch me play through it in the end, but there I finally add the little gear bits, and so I ended up putting them over the top and making them rotate along with the chains. But yeah, I made the chain line up with the kind of gear bit properly, so it looked a lot better, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. That's pretty much all I've got to say about the time lapse. There'll be a time lapse later on because I didn't realize that I needed to do a time lapse later on. So back to the live play. Alrighty, so I've done a lot of work on all of this, and just off camera, I forgot to record it for some reason. I added in this kind of red glow that, like, when you go past it, it like fades just on both of these, because that was a suggestion from Zembez so that you don't run into it. And I also like slightly recolored the back mountains as they go, just so it looks a bit nicer. I probably should have recorded it, but like, whatever, doesn't really matter. Next thing I want to work on is the interior section here. There's a couple things I want to do. If we play through it, the first thing is that you can kind of enter that top area. The second thing is this, and then, oh god, this is going too fast for me to explain. So the first thing I've got to do is figure out how to have like a ramp or something to stop people from going up into this weird little area. Second thing is to make the chandeliers a little more distinctive, because Colin didn't like how much they blended into the background. The third thing is to shift this over. The fourth thing is that I actually forgot there's nothing up here. It looks very bland. And then the fifth thing is to move this. So those changes shouldn't take too much time, hopefully. I think the one that's gonna be the hardest to implement is the slope that should go here, just to push players down into it. I'm not sure if I should do that or, I don't know, something else entirely. What I could do is grab, oh no, I've just realized this isn't laid properly. I hate my life, this is awful. That fixed it? No, it hasn't. What? Is all of this layered wrong? Oh my god, I'm so confused. I don't know how I managed to lay up like all of that incorrectly, but that's like fine now, whatever. I'm going to grab the ramp that I made over here. Yeah, this bad boy. Move this over here. How does that look? Not great. Okay, I think I can work around this if I get one of these lads. If I just do something like that, I'm gonna push this back to layer 0 where it probably should be, and just line it up like there, it's probably good. Then I can go to, I think it was layer 6 these were on, extendo these out, and then I'm gonna grab this one, flip it, circle it, whatever, like that. And then rotate it so it's the correct direction. There we go, like that. And then what I can do is I can grab this, bring this to this layer. There we go. All right, this needs a lot of cleanup. Shoot, this needs to all move over. There we go. That looks like something. I don't know if it looks good. It doesn't. It doesn't. So instead, I'm gonna grab these, move them over one, make sure I don't grab all 5 million things that are there. Oh my god. Do I have a really thin box somewhere? Yeah, these are good. I'm gonna steal one of these. I say steal as if I didn't make them. Don't question my word choices. Bring this all the way over. It's got no groups, good. If I slot this in here, I'm thinking, and as we've established, that's not good for my mental health. If I do something like this might look terrible, but it might also just like not. And this should all be no glow, so it doesn't look strange now that it's overlapped. Then put this here, and then bada bing, bada boom, little wooden structure thing. Now, I think that's looking a little bare, so what I'm actually gonna do is grab these, but before I do that, these should probably all change color. So if I grab all of this and I change the color to something, I don't know, maybe brighter, about 39. That looks disgusting. Everything's on color 40. Does that work? No. If I keep all of these pieces on 8, will that help it contrast a bit more? Let's find out. A little bit. I think these should all be much brighter. Does that make them contrast more? Do they stand out more? I don't know. What color are these ones on? 62. Why don't I just make these 62? Am I stupid? And then now that I know that's a good color, I'm gonna grab all of this and just like brighten it up a bit. 1.3, will that look good? Maybe a little brighter. 1.5. Yeah, right? Okay, what if I just add brightness instead? Okay, that's way too bright. That's slightly better, I'd say. I think these parts need to come a bit brighter if I add like 10 to them. I don't know. Does that look good? Hell if I know. Yeah, now that I've got this, I think I'm gonna grab it all. So if I copy this, place it like one here and one here. I think they're too large for the space, honestly. I don't think they work there. I think what I'm gonna do instead is move it to this section here. Will that look better? You can't go through it. Nah. I think I'm just gonna leave this space bare because I'm gonna add these pieces. That's it. These are getting a new use. There we go. That helps fill in the space, whatever. And then I think I want to go here. Pull this all in by one. Bing bonk, bing bonk, bing bonk. What layer is this on? Who knows? I've got too many layers. There we go. That's gonna be a lot nicer to play through. I'm thinking I should add these chain pieces to a lot more of these. I think it'd probably look a lot better. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add chains to all of these. I really gotta stop detailing this section. I've detailed this whole section like way too much. All right, that's all those added. I think that looks pretty decent, if I do say so myself. I'm gonna pull that up. That's gonna look all right. And the last thing I need to do is pull this whole thing up by a little bit, like that much. Oh, great, I've stuffed it up. All right, now that that's a lot higher, that shouldn't feel as claustrophobic. Let's see how this all feels. I honestly really like the original color of these. What is it, just 8 at 1.8? Yeah. What if I didn't do it like as bright? What if it's like 1.1? That looks way too dark. What about 1.5? Yeah, it stands out a fair amount. And then I can just instead make all of these just black. I don't know, is that too drastic? Mayhaps. Because I don't think any of the other chandeliers in this section blend in as much as these ones do. Is that too dark? That feels a little too dark. Yup. Brighten these up just a smidge more, 1.7. I think the black is not helping in this situation. If I just make this like a regular 8. That helps make it more subtle. That's good. I think this part's good. It still feels like you can hit that, which doesn't seem great. So what if I just like remove 3 chains and then splonky blonk all of this back up? That should feel a lot better. I just realized I've used on all the wooden pieces 53, not 0. So I'm gonna add all of these. Shoot, get away, go away, stop selecting. Okay, make all those 53, and that should look a lot more subtle. Okay, it just looks bad. So I'm gonna grab this, because this is not solid, I don't think. That should look better, it doesn't. Why is it misaligned? Go, stop, align yourself, now. Great, now it needs to move out a little. Okay, this should be better. That looks so much better already. And the chains are cool, and everything's awesome, and you should love yourself now. I'm still thinking this isn't quite bright enough. I think what I'm gonna do is flip this, make it like that, and then flip this and make this different. Do I have like a really light dark like that? Yes. Mwahaha. Why did I do that? I think that should be good. I think this part should be finished for like the 500th time. Wow, that looks stupid. All right, I gotta test whether you can jump into this, which hopefully you should now, because Colin was complaining about that. You can. Jumping very late there, that's interesting. Okay, I get it. This part's dumb and stupid and I've gotta fix it again. So I'm gonna do that. These are all misaligned for some reason. Wait, what? Huh? How did I do that? I've never noticed these were not actually correctly in place. That's better. What? How long has that been like that for? Okay, that looks much better. I think what I'm even gonna do is if I move this up and to the side and then get these little laddies and just push them up to the side. Should be good, real good. Oh, I'm losing me marbles. I never want to touch this level again. All right. It doesn't quite sync up as well now. Because it used to land on a note when you landed on the platform. Now it kind of doesn't. It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. It's all A-okay. I'm not touching this part again. This part can go die. And then this part's good. I didn't have any problems with this. And then, all right. Yeah, yep, okay, that's that all done. Next thing, I need to add things around the orbs. So, how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna go back to my inspirations. Let's look at what a bunch of these levels do for orb deco. I'm noticing this level has particles coming off the jump pads, like right here and there. So maybe I should figure out how they do that and do a similar thing. Now, these sort of particles is exactly what I need in the kind of garden section, I think. Just some nice light ambient stuff. I just realized, does this level just not have orbs at all? Am I going crazy? Have I never noticed Wistful Wilds has 0 orbs? Huh, the more you know. Right, next one, we're looking at Tranquility, because this level is awesome. So this one has particles kind of come up from the ground, which is interesting. Not sure how much I'd want that in my level, but it's good to note. It looks like the orbs in this level don't actually have any deco around them. They don't exactly need it, so it makes sense that they're not there, but I'm just kind of surprised. I thought this level would. Yeah, it doesn't have them anywhere. Interesting. All right, let's look at around the world. This level also doesn't have any deco around the orbs. Okay. I think it has a slight glow laid behind them. But other than that, I don't think so. Yeah, look, nothing. Do any of these levels I have orb deco? Okay, let's look at Citadel. Does this have orb deco? Okay, it just has a single 2.2 object over the top of it. Surely it changes later on, because it suits the kind of aggressive vibe this has. Not aggressive, but you get what I mean. But it definitely does not suit the vibe of my level. Yeah, like this has the kind of blue fire on them. Then these just have a couple little spikes on them. Otherwise, everything's pretty bare. These have little blue things on them. Okay, well, this has not been helpful at all. Glorious Fortress, save me. Have something interesting, please. It's just white. It's just white behind it. It's just pulse objects. I don't know what to do for the orb deco. None of these have been helpful. Of course, none of these are bad levels. These are all really, really good levels, and you should check them out. But in this case, they have not been helpful. They just have a cartoony outline. Yeah, really not what we're looking for, huh? And I doubt Marjoram has any on them either, because this is more about the art. Actually, I'm not sure this level has orbs at all. Oh, that's a lie. These have kind of brown wheelie things on them, just like the, what are they called, trellises behind them? I can't remember what they're called. And these have weird little cages on them. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, I know I definitely want to add some particles into the level in this area over here. I think that would make everything look spectacular. So let's find a free layer. Is this free? No. Is this free? No. Is this free? No. Is this free? Yes. Layer 25, we're gonna add some particles. Where is the particle trigger? It's in here. It's not in here. What? I'm always blind looking for stuff. Every time it changes, I never find anything. Is it in here? Oh, it's in here. Yeah, there's a particle object. Yeah. All right, so first things first, we want to go into the texture and maybe use like a glowy thing. Maybe like this. This looks firefly. A radius. Do this, I don't know, add some variation, maybe add some randomization. I think max particles is way too high. I think they're also way too fast. Where's the speed? I don't know. I'll add the lifetime up. They're so small. Okay, let's do this and then add a randomized amount of stuff. Cool, and then we can go into extra, make them kind of fade in, fade out, maybe a little bit, whatever. Use same as object color, and so I can go into here and then go this like a orange and a yellow. Okay, some of them popping in and out, so I think I'm gonna add a 0.5 fade in at all times. There we go, that should be better. I think I made the radius a little too big, so I'm gonna bring it in. I think I'm gonna make the start size a lot bigger. Okay, I think that's too big. I think the yellow's too bright. I'm gonna go orange. Do these appear orange? Not really. I just have a bunch of these. Now that it's not selected, it's not really using the color I want it to. Okay, if I do this, bring this down. There we go, that's looking a lot nicer. Add a little bit of variance. It should be nice and orangey now. Note, because I forgot to change it to this. Okay, is it just the fact that it's over the top of the blue? Like if I just like dot these like throughout here, this should look a lot nicer, right? Yeah, that should look decent, right? All right, let's see how this looks. I think it's too many. I think I'm gonna lower down the maximum amount of particles, like 6. I think also the fact that it's kind of bright already doesn't help them stand out all that much. But what I will do is I think I'll take them over here and just have a couple dotted around. Maybe one up here, one down here, one over here, one up here, one down there. All right, let's see how this looks. I think it's really subtle. I think it adds quite a bit though. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome in this part. Really helps. Yep, cool. Awesome, that's exactly what I wanted. Yippee! The other thing I wanted to do in this section, I really lied earlier when I said I was done with this section. It was, I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna add them to a new color. Make them light blue, half opacity. I think so they should be a little paler, a little more opacity. They look kind of frosted. Not really looking frosted at the moment though. I guess because it's blue on blue, like if I make it a slightly different color, it doesn't look quite right. We're going to deeper blue, also doesn't look quite right. Like that. Let's see how this looks against like the background. That is even less noticeable than how it was. We are grabbing this, we're making it darker. Just kind of looks murky now. I think I'm gonna take this back to the lighter blue, like this kind of palish blue. I think what I'm gonna do is grab one of these and just put behind the whole thing. Now what's this on? B39. Awesome. I don't know how I feel about it going all the way to the ground, so maybe I'll lift it up to like there. Yeah, that looks decent. This should help with it. Just a little fraction. Yeah, just a little tad. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It definitely needed that. Just ignore the fact that my orange overlay is kind of broken. Cool. That's that all done. I want to do something with the orbs, especially in this section. They just look really off. So I think I'm gonna move to where the orbs start here and create a particle for them. Let's grab this as a base and radius. Yes. Start radius 50 and also 50. Angle 180 to 180. This isn't what I want. I want something that rotates. That's not what I wanted. I want tan. If I make this 360, that's not what I want either. Whoa. Okay, how do you make something? How do you make a particle that spins? That's all I want to do. I just want to make, do I have to do radius 360 plus minus, just plus minus 360. Lifetime like 5 rot sec. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. And then bring the max particles down to like 10. 5 plus minus like 4. No, 2 plus minus like 4. See, if I do something like this, I'll bring the radius in by a bit. Bring the size of them in. Change the texture maybe to something else, like these ones we had earlier. Max particles like 20. Okay, this is the wrong way. I want it to go the opposite way. I think some of them, I don't know. Does that look decent? Circle. I think I'm gonna do something like this and just like tone down the size of them by like a lot. So if I put like a start pause here, how does this look coming into it? I think the radius of this needs to come down by a bit. Maybe like, okay, not 250, okay, 25. What if I make it slightly uneven? And what if I make the object color yellow, like the orb? Why is it not yellow? Whatever, I'm just gonna force it to be yellow, which is this. It's not yellow. More green? Yes. And then just like a little teensy bit of everything. Add some flavor. This should be yellow. Why is it not looking yellow? Oh, it's because it's on a blue background. All the colors look wrong. Arrgh. Actually, no, that looks fine. What am I talking about? I missed that there was an orb there, but whatever. Okay, I think that looks a little stupid. I think they need to be a lot slower. There we go. I think that looks a lot better. I'm not sure I want it rotating, actually. Let's just have it like this. Yeah. Yep. That's it. That's the stuff. We've got it. Binga banga boom. That's awesome. Just adds like a little bit. Just adds a little bit. I love it. We've got it. And now time to move this to every single thing in existence and change it ever so slightly in terms of color. And then we're good. Got the green one here, and then we've got the pink one here. How do I make pink? It's a red and a slight amount of green. It's a bit of blue. And then for this one, this will be just blue. Yeah, add a little bit of green, and it looks all right. There we go. And then I can do this, and it look good. And there's the pink one again, and then I can just keep reusing these. Awesome. If I just play through this section, let's just see how this looks. It's just like the tiniest amount of something, but I think it adds a lot. Even if it's like barely visible most of the time. Oh, yeah, the colors look awesome. Yep, awesome. Yippee! Now, excuse me while I add these to the entire level. Maybe for the waterfall, I could add a bunch of these, you know, on top. Maybe like T1, but like really lower the emission. Oh, lower the max particles, actually. And then I can have this going down the waterfall. And that should add just like a hint of something. That's all of them. Cool. Right, we've done everything that we need to, except for this first part. Hang on, I got notes. Let me look over my notes. So we've fixed everything in the swing section. We've cleaned up the drawbridge. We've fixed the interior gameplay. We've made the bell paths more obvious. Looking at all of my notes, all I got to do is finish this and then re-edit the end screen to have all the playtesters. So for this area, what I was thinking is I should add in the kind of brick texture into these sections, but also find a way to incorporate the saws into the level a bit better, because they're kind of just floating in the air, and everything we've kind of made, it doesn't really float. It has a weight to it. It has a purpose to it. Everything's all kind of connected together in these massive chunks. So what I'm thinking of doing is adding maybe some wooden structures connecting it. I'm just going to add in the brick textures, see how they look, and then we can kind of go on from there. Oh, but recording for like too long. I'm dying. I was dying at the start of the recording session anyways. I don't know why I'm complaining now. But I said the last one was going to be my time lapse. This is going to be my last time lapse. This is the last time lapse. This is all I'm doing. I'm just going to add a bunch of bricks in, fix this entire section up. This is the last time lapse of this series. For reals now. I lied the first time because I didn't think I was going to have to do another time lapse. But no, this is the last one. Let's get going. Hello and welcome to the second of the 2 time lapses. In this one, I was putting this up the entire episode. I really did not want to work on this because I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do exactly. Because I did like the original structures that were there, but everyone in the playtest said that they looked a little out of place, and I kind of agree they were a little too simple. So the main things I ended up doing were adding the kind of bricks that I've got on the rest of the level into this area as well, just to help bring in the theming a bit. And the other thing I did was add in some wooden structures towards the end. Now you see me here doing my classic trick of turning off preview mode and just patching up all the bricks to make them look like they fit in properly, which this always takes forever. I think this took me about half an hour just to do this, which is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of time. I spent a ridiculous amount of time on this level. So yeah, that's that. But what I'll end up doing in a second is I grabbed the kind of wooden bridge structure from later in the level and brought it over to help use it as the base for creating some new saws. Now, I think the saws were probably the part here that was the most out of place because they weren't tied into any sort of structure like a lot of the other, different bits and pieces of the rest of the level are, and I wanted to bring them back into the structure. So, yep, I grabbed the bridge here and I essentially just started making little wooden structures to hold them all, and I got some saws from the drawbridge section that I worked on earlier in the level, and just replaced all the saws in the area with those. I think because they look kind of wooden, they fit into the theming like a lot more. They do fill in the space a little too much, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. Like, the space feels a lot more closed in than it used to be, even though I basically it's got less hitboxes. There's no hitboxes on any of the wooden pieces, but just because of how dense and how kind of dark they look, it makes it seem like there's less space. I don't know. It's weird to talk about, and when you play the level for yourself, because I'm just about to release it as of recording this, you can give me some feedback. I'll continue to edit the level, after it's been released. But I actually really like how these structures ended out, and I wanted to make them all unique and not copy paste them, because otherwise it looks a little too repetitive. Because I've already got the repetition from all the kind of platforms looking similar, so I thought I'd make all of these bits a little, different from each other, have their own characteristics, and I think it turned out pretty well. So let me know what you think, and I'll get back to finishing up the episode. So back to the live play, I guess. Alright, now that we've finished with the time lapse, we've got all these doodads in. I think these saws look so much nicer than what we had before. They just like suit everything thematically a lot more. There's a couple of things I wanted to do. I've been umming and ahhing about it, but I think I should add the kind of these particles to show the player where to go into this area as well. Because as much as I like this area, I feel like it's still a little empty in terms of what's inside it. So I'm going to add in a bunch of these, I reckon. Jump into there, and then I can have a couple that bounce over. This will be grouse. Bet you haven't heard the word grouse in ages. I don't know why they're turning pink. It's strange. I should probably get out, a start pause and see how this plays first to sort out where everything goes. And then I think I should do ones for where you tap as the spider as well. I think that'd look good. I think these ones are spread out too much, so I might bring in the kind of radius of where they can spawn. Yeah, it looks a lot better. And I'll continue to add this around here. And I think I'll add the kind of where you maneuver this part here. I reckon I should add some like bleep bloop bloop in there and it'll look cool. Yeah, it looks cool. And then I'll add simple ones for here. All right, I think that, helps improve it a little bit more. I think on these ones, I'll open back up the width of them a little bit more. Actually, I might even increase it to 30 just so it shows that there's a wider kind of space you can, teleport from. Yeah, it's a lot better. So yeah, that's looking grouse. I don't know if I should add them into this area. I feel like this part's pretty easy regardless, so it doesn't really matter, which means the level's done. I just gotta fix up playtesters here and add in the names of the playtesters. I can get rid of the fourth one because then end up with a fourth one. Put in Medallion, Zen Bears, and Colin. All right, now that I've put in the playtesters, the level's pretty much done. I went through and fixed up the level info now because I'm now at 61 hours and 398 groups. I checked on Colin's site, and so I don't think there's anything else for me to do. I think I've just fully finished the level. This is all cleaned up in the time lapse, fixed up the key, added in some extra detail in this part. Yep, everything's done. The last thing I actually need to do before releasing it is change the description. Now, I've had a description like this for quite a while now, but I think I need to change it. And I'll say this was made for my first build series. Check it out on YouTube. Special thanks to Medallion, Zenbez, and Colin for playtesting. Yippee! That's it, that's done. It's done. I can't believe it. All right, and when this video goes live, I'll upload it and put the level ID in the video or in the description or however I'll do it. I'll also be uploading a separate level showcase. I'm not gonna put it at the end of this video, which is a bit of a change, but the main reason is the song gets copyright claimed, and so I'd rather have it in like a separate video than as part of this really long video that I started editing. It's gonna take me quite a while because I basically added an extra 3 hours to the amount of time spent in this level. But if you like the video, if you like the series, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see the rest of the series, I've got a playlist linked down below. From now on, I think I'm going to be doing a couple of smaller videos. I don't want to get into a new level just yet because I've got a couple ideas, I've got a couple levels that I've been working on in the background that I need to get done first. But I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.